She'll appreciate the witticism.
Thank you.
It'll also help improve her initial impression of you.
Impression. Impression.
It'll also help improve her initial impression of you.
So what's going on with you two?
The status is, as it always was.
Status. Status.
The status is, as it always was. I have a functioning and satisfying relationship with a female. You have none.
None. None.
You have none. In this iteration, Jennifer Connelly, whom you may recall as the girlfriend of Russell Crowe in a
Recall. Recall.
Russell Crowe in a
Recently? Not much.
Is it because of the conflict that arises from your
Arise. Arise.
Is it because of the conflict that arises from your Is it because of the conflict that arises from your desperate need to pair bond with a woman and the apparent collective decision of all womankind to deny
Collective. Collective.
and the apparent collective decision of all womankind to deny from your desperate need to pair bond with a woman and the apparent collective decision of all womankind to deny you that opportunity?
Deny. Deny.
To deny you that opportunity? It is if you like bridge. Do you like bridge, Leonard?
Bridge. Bridge.
Do you like bridge, Leonard?
You can put me in a home.
It's not a home. It's a senior center.
Senior. Senior.
It's a senior center.
Hello, Bernadette. When I call him, his phone plays Brown-Eyed Girl.
Brown. Brown.
When I call him, his phone plays Brown-Eyed Girl.
The one place in the world where saying I own a comic book store is an actual pickup line.
Hiccup. Hiccup.
It's an actual pickup line. When she wants to have sex, she puts on her plus-size Wonder Woman costume and shouts, "Who wants to take a ride in my invisible plane?"
Invisible. Invisible.
Who wants to take a ride in my invisible plane?
And who walks into a woman's correctional institution with a stack of paperwork that would allow the female convicts to go free.
Convict. Convict.
That would allow the female convicts to go free.
Concerned about your well-being.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But it's still no reason to have your feet in my spot.
Spot. Spot.
But it's still no reason to have your feet in my spot. Since we got home from the comic book store.
That was 2 hours ago.
As per your suggestion.
Suggestion. Suggestion.
As per your suggestion.
That was 2 hours ago.
As per your suggestion, we're hanging out. Quite frankly, I don't see what all the...
Frankly. Frankly.
Quite frankly, I don't see what all the...
From a neurobiological standpoint, Leonard, you may be alone because your psychological state is causing an
Psychological. Psychological.
Because your psychological state is causing an
The ability to hold one's liquor and throw darts separately or together. Leonard has none of these attributes.
Attribute. Attribute.
Leonard has none of these attributes. What?
She obviously wants to take...
Obviously. Obviously.
She obviously wants to take...
Simple. You want a girlfriend. Amy wants to be someone's girlfriend. Take her off my hands. I give you my blessing.
Bless. Bless.
And take her off my hands. I give you my blessing.
If I can explain your situation using physics. What would you be if you were attached to another object by an...
Attach. Attach.
If you were attached to another object by an... It was going well. I was showing this super hot girl how to boot up in safe mode.
Mode. Mode.
How to boot up in safe mode. The manager got suspicious and, well, Long story short, they really do have a little jail in the mall.
Mall. Mall.
They really do have a little jail in the mall.
I'm removing my digital footprint from the internet so Amy Farrah Fowler can't find me and compel me to meet her mother.
Compel. Compel.
And compel me to meet her mother.
You changed the address on the building? What about...
Address. Address.
You changed the address on the building? What about mail?
Yeah, but no worries. I explained my predicament to our letter carrier. He was...
Carrier. Carrier.
To our letter carrier. He was... Yeah, but no worries. I explained my predicament to our letter carrier. He was sympathetic. His exact words were...
Exact. Exact.
His exact words were...
What do you want to do?
Tell her I'm not here.
Okay, where are you?
I don't know. You'll have to devise a scenario that plausibly explains my absence.
Absence. Absence.
That plausibly explains my absence.
That would be a terrible, terrible thing.
Hi, sorry I'm late. I was at the gym.
Gym. Gym.
Hi, sorry I'm late. I was at the gym.
So Bernadette tells me she knows you from self-defense classes?
Yeah, Israeli Krav Maga. Lots of...
Israeli. Israeli.
Yeah, Israeli Krav Maga. Lots of... Yeah, Israeli Krav Maga. Lots of fun. Basically, 100 different ways to...
Basically. Basically.
Basically, 100 different ways to...
When I asked you to meet my mother.
No misunderstanding. I've learned what that request actually means.
Request. Request.
I've learned what that request actually means. I've learned what that request actually means, and I don't want to be joined to another object by...
Object. Object.
And I don't want to be joined to another object by... So we'd be perpetrating a ruse?
Precisely.
Precisely. Precisely.
Precisely. Don't be absurd. I find the notion of romantic love to be...
Romantic. Romantic.
I find the notion of romantic love to be...
Come on, just give her a chance. Maybe she'll grow on you.
Or maybe she'll finally succeed in ripping my nuts off.
Rip. Rip.
Or maybe she'll finally succeed in ripping my nuts off.
I was once robbed by a pre-op transsexual I met on J-Date, and that didn't even crack my top 10.
Crack. Crack.
That didn't even crack my top 10.
I guess the difference is I have some self-respect.
Not that I've ever seen.
It's relatively new.
Relatively. Relatively.
It's relatively new.
Good news, I made lots of room for dessert.
Look, Joy, it was nice to meet you, but...
Yeah, you too.
Joy. Joy.
Look, Joy, it was nice to meet you, but...
Yeah, you too.
What?
Oh, yes. We are like wild animals in heat.
Wild. Wild.
We're like wild animals in heat.